to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out one card from the Magical Dogs Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you want to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. I just do more readings over there, so the link to that will be in the description. And before I get the card for the context of your reading, I want to remind you that this is a general reading on the internet that is probably going to be for more than one person. So use your judgment and make sure the messages that you pay attention to truly do resonate. And the messages that don't resonate, leave it for those that it will resonate for. It's okay if not all the messages resonate. And messages are messages at the end of the day. But let me see. Okay, so the card we have, wow, is the Hermit. That's so interesting with the other reading that I just recorded. So someone here is definitely being encouraged to spend more time alone, to find more comfort with being alone, with being independent. I feel like someone here needs to get more comfortable in their feminine energy, you know, their mind, their heart. I almost wanted to say body, so getting comfortable in your body could be significant, but I feel like someone needs to find more comfortable in the feminine side of themselves. And you know, I want to say that anyone can have, we all have feminine and masculine energies. And I feel like someone is being called to balance out their masculine energy, their courage, with their feminine energy, their grace. You need to either have more grace with your courage to soften, or you need to have more courage with your grace to harden, if that makes sense. I just saw 222. So with spending time alone, I feel like you're also being called to use this time productively. In a spiritual sense, in a mental and emotional sense. I just feel like someone really needs to give themselves the attention that they deserve, especially when it comes to their inner child. Someone is definitely, without a doubt, being called to heal here. So you may need to retreat from something, you know, whatever it is. You just are being called to spend more time alone and to spend more time looking within, so that way your inner voice and your intuition can become louder. And with that message, I definitely feel there's some darkness here that needs to be worked through. I feel like someone here needs to find the light in the darkness, which makes sense, because I believe on the traditional Hermit card, there is like an older man holding a lantern in front of him, so something here about lighting the way for yourself could be significant. Maybe your faith or spirituality or something like that could help light the way for you to make life make a little more sense and to help you have more direction. And the last message I want to say with this Hermit card is it is associated with the number 9. And for me, the number 9 is all about your purpose, helping the world release what no longer works. So know that the pain and the darkness that you're trying to find peace with within yourself, other people, even like they would understand your darkness. Like you're not alone, not only in your healing, but also, I wanted to say in your feeling, like the things that you feel, you're not alone. Especially when it comes to the darker things. I feel like humanity in general really struggles with the darker aspects in life, and that could be important or significant for someone to recognize. Okay, so I'm going to use, I just saw exactly on the bottom, so take that if it resonates, but I'm going to use a deck big enough to shuffle. I just saw 444 from these cards over here to look deeper into this. But the number 444, your stability, your security, your home life, your job, the people you surround yourself with, all of these things are what are significant right now that you need to be focused on making sure align with your worth and what you truly deserve. There could be some big changes that you're being called to make in your life on a foundational level. But to really feel confident or comfortable with these changes, you first need to look at your inner foundation. Something inside is missing. And it feels like it's connected to your inner child, the part of your inner child that is hopeful and optimistic about life. There's something here, like the reason why children can, remain hopeful and optimistic for a certain amount of time, like when they go through trauma and everything, is because they're ignorant. And there's something here about, like, now that since you're older, if it resonates, you need to tap back into that more hopeful and optimistic side of yourself, but from a wiser standpoint rather than just ignorance. That's interesting. So the first card we have is take things one day at a time. You're at step 1 where you learn about the problems so you can fix them. Okay, I really, really like this card because the last reading that I uploaded, or not that I uploaded, that I recorded today, the first card that came out was a lot about please find more grace in your life. So someone here is really being hard on themselves, and you need to not do that, and to also be patient with your healing. Because, to really have an impact on yourself with your healing, you have to be invested in it for a long time. So definitely find a powerful reason, if you don't have one already, to stay committed to your healing. I mean, if you don't have one, I can definitely tell you your purpose is one of those things that is worth discovering and better understanding through your healing. The challenges that you went through that's so interesting, because I got this email. It's like messages from the universe or whatever, and it said something along the lines of how, a victim, why can't a victim, instead of being called a victim, why can't they be called a hero? Because like people, like with the challenges that they experience in their childhood or in their past, they have the potential to protect others from those same challenges. Wisdom, knowledge is so, so important right now, and sharing that with the world is so important right now. I definitely feel like you could have a part to play here in trying to help other people see the world in a less distorted way, and to also have a more balanced appreciation for life. And I think that's really, really important on a collective level for all of us to accept reality for what it is, that it's both light and it's both dark, it's both easy and it's both challenging. I like that it says you're at step 1, where you learn about the problems so you can fix them. So definitely be patient with your healing. If you don't understand why you're feeling, for some reason I want to say why you're healing, but if you don't understand why you're feeling some uncomfortable feelings, why you feel depressed, why you feel anxious, if you're struggling to understand that, that's okay. You don't have to understand that right in the moment. All that matters is that you express yourself and you get those feelings out there. Sometimes it's just about healing. Sometimes it's just about letting yourself feel. It doesn't always have to be about changing your perspective. So, yeah. I did this meditation today that really helped me, it helped me let my feelings and my thoughts come through, to truly express themselves, because I just let them be what they are. I didn't try to change how I feel or to change my perspective. So I feel like just allowing yourself to feel, and simply just that, is very, very important for your healing journey. And you really need to know when to just allow yourself to feel, and when it's time to change your perspective, when you're ready to change your perspective. And also, I feel like while you are feeling these difficult feelings and trying to process them, pay attention to what you're thinking about. That feels important. Next, it says, do not deprive your soul of adventure and joy. You deserve to love again. You deserve to live again, to feel again. And we have the number 666. So I feel like there could be a huge opportunity here to really understand what unconditional love is. I found myself not too long ago saying that you don't necessarily know what unconditional love is until you learn how to love yourself unconditionally. So that's interesting. I feel like if you see 666, this could be a sign from the universe about self-love. You need to pay attention to your circumstances so you can understand what that message about self-love is trying to tell you. I think resenting the darker aspects of yourself and running away from the darker aspects of yourself is what makes you resent and run away from the darker aspects of reality. So I feel like having a balanced perspective or appreciation for the world and reality first starts with having a balanced appreciation for yourself. How can you appreciate the darkness within you more? What can it teach you? What can it show you? I feel called to say that the darkness helps us see the light. That was another reading that I posted with that title. The heart here, that's some really sweet energy here. So I feel like someone's spirit guide, it's like they want to hold your hand through your healing, but they also want you to learn how to stand on your own. And that's really beautiful to think about, honestly. Do not deprive your soul of adventure and joy. I feel like this is about, I feel like there's some darkness within yourself, some anxiety, some fear, some sadness that hold you back from being more adventurous in life and joyful about life. And you really need to work through that. Shadow work could be very, very significant for you. You really need to recognize what you deserve at this time so you could have the courage to stand up for that and protect yourself. Wow. We have take it easy on yourself with another heart. There's like just such a sweet, cool kind of feeling coming through. Like a softening, for lack of a better way to say it. Like, I think the universe and your spirit guides want to help make you less rigid. And they really just want life to flow more for you. And so they really want to help you with your healing, for sure. I definitely feel someone here needs to allow themselves to breathe. Okay, be kind with yourself. Treat yourself like you would your younger childhood self, because that part of us never goes away, the inner child. Let's just saw 3, 2, 1. Trust that everything happens for a reason, and it is up to you to find out what that reason is. And maybe for some things, the reason to find out isn't meant for you to find out, That reason could be part of someone else's story. And in that situation, just trust that it happened for a reason that you would understand if you knew what that reason was. We have a note to self. I really want to lead a better life for myself. I want my soul to guide me instead of my ego. This is what I want. Yeah, you really, really need to be more connected with your desires. It feels like something is missing here. Let me try to figure out how to put this into words. I'll get a drink of water while I'm doing that. I mean, for lack of a better way to say it, you just need to be more connected with what you want, what you truly want and truly desire. So that way you are willing to move through the obstacles that stand in the way of obtaining this desire. You want to heal, so that way you can have that job that you feel you're meant to be at. You can have people in your life that love you how you deserve to be loved. You can have a home life that actually feels like home. I think you really need to recognize the power of your healing. the power of your mind. Remember that your inner world reflects your outer world. If there's chaos going on within, there will be chaos without. It's really, really interesting, and I'm struggling to put it into words, so I just really hope that this makes sense for whoever this message is for. So next one, we have 333 with express. Like I said, about how sometimes healing is just about feeling. So in those moments, you could do whatever you feel called to do to help you express yourself, to get that sadness, that anger, whatever it is out. I just saw 555. Actually, I saw 1555. That could be a very specific message for someone. But with 555, you need to be focused on your inner transformation. A butterfly might be significant. I feel like changing your perspective on death could be significant as well. But you just need to allow yourself to feel. You need to stop pushing down those uncomfortable feelings just because you feel like you don't have time for it. If you don't have room in your life to express yourself, then make room. What is holding you back from expressing yourself? I was just cut off by an alarm, so big warning here from the universe and your spirit guides about whatever is holding you back from expressing yourself. And it's not like you have to express yourself from to a different person. You could write. I just heard you could read. That's an interesting one. You could do anything you feel called to. But I strongly feel that maybe the first place that someone watching this needs to look is what holds them back from expressing themselves in the first place, from prioritizing their mental health and making room for their thoughts and their feelings when they really need to. I feel like you could be making yourself more impulsive and self-destructive by ignoring how you feel. You really need to better understand these uncomfortable feelings and what thoughts are creating them, so that way you can create new thoughts and change your perspective and feel better feelings. I just saw 111. So your intuition, following your own path, doing your own thing is very important. I feel like if you're attached, like people pleasing could be a problem here, and I feel like you're being called to learn how to break that attachment, and that attachment is going to teach you a lot about yourself, especially on a spiritual level. We have the number 36 with self-empathy. Don't be too hard on yourself. Wow. We have 3 cards here that strongly indicate that you need to be less hard on yourself. You need to slow down. You need to express yourself. Like, don't distract yourself with TV or the internet. Like, when you're really feeling like some difficult feelings, don't distract yourself. Know when distracting yourself is helpful, for sure. This 63 comes down to a 9. Wow. We have 2 9s here. This one here and the one from the Hermit. So I feel like discovering your purpose, to really truly understand what you are being called to do in this life, you need to not be so hard on yourself. That rings true on so many levels, I feel like, even if you don't understand what I mean. In general, this world needs more empathy. It needs, like, how much grace you're being called to show to yourself right now. The world needs a lot of grace too, and really creating a world that's more graceful and peaceful and less violent. It first starts with creating your own piece, because each individual person is a piece of the puzzle of the bigger picture, and I think the best way to make a difference is like one person at a time. So your story matters, what you do matters, the decision that you make matters, how you move forward matters. Are you going to keep moving forward and making choices that are self-destructive, or are you going to do something differently than your ancestors did and make choices out of self-love, your worth, and what you deserve? I just saw 333, which is so interesting because we have it in bold, it seems, right here. So the number 333 could be very, very, very significant for someone. This also makes me think of the Three of Swords. You have wounds around being misunderstood and mistreated that you really, really need to heal. Don't take how other people treat you or what they say to you personally. You know you better than anyone else. And that definitely is very, very true in the other reading that I recorded today. So what card do we have next? Okay. It says, better days are patiently waiting for you to take that first step with 111. Wow. Let me get a drink of water before I get into this. So the reason why I said wow is because taking the first step, step 1. And I just saw 444 again. There's definitely a first step here that you're being called to take that's very, very obvious in this reading. And this first step is, like I said, I feel like it has a lot to do with what holds you back from expressing yourself, from slowing down when you really, really need to. Again, know when distracting yourself is helpful. There's also a 111 on this card. Shoot, I don't know if it was this reading that I saw, 1111 and then 111 or the other one, but either way, 111 could also be a very, very important number for someone. With 333, I also feel called to say that your growth is going to result in some sort of expansion or big changes in your life, for anyone who needed to know that. And for your last card from this deck, we got this one. Definitely. Wow. You definitely need to be more connected with what you truly want out of this life. And you really need to recognize that the thing holding you back the most from getting what you want in life is you. I think being more connected with what you truly desire will somehow help you respect, I guess, how powerful your thoughts are. It's really hard to describe, honestly. But you really need to be more connected with what you truly want. For sure. Now I'm going to use some of these index cards to get a few of these. We're going to look a little deeper into this. It says, I wish we could have more, that these daydreams of mine were reality. I just want you. So this could be about a significant relationship in your life where you do want more between each other and you're sick of the yearning and the daydreaming. But, you can't let those daydreams take over your actions. There's definitely something here about, you want the daydreams to be reality, but you're sort of kind of like one of the biggest reasons why it's not reality. I mean, other than time and other things that we can't control, you do have a level of control here over your life, over the outcomes in your life, and focusing on your mental health and healing is very, very important in terms of that. This doesn't have to be about a relationship. You could just in general be much of a daydream or maybe a visionary. It was a book, I think Letters to a Starseed by Rebecca Campbell. That could be a good book for you to read. I just got flashed home, so I feel called to say that you definitely deserve a home that feels like home. Maybe you daydream about, a more stable and secure life. But what's holding you back from getting that? And you're going to have to look on a much, much deeper level, mentally and emotionally, the thoughts that are creating certain feelings that make you impulsive and self-destructive, Wow. Next we have routine. This could have a lot of different messages. Let me get a drink of water. So one of the messages that I want to talk about first is your routine. Maybe you need to have a more realistic routine, or on the other hand, you may need to have a routine in general, a more stable, secure routine. Make sure that the things that you have on your to-do list, that it's not too much. I also feel like something about how grinding out something, it's going to burn you out faster. So someone here needs to be more realistic with how much they're investing in something, for sure. And I also feel like something about your morning routine, or something about a morning routine, came up in the other reading that I did today, recorded. So I'm going to go ahead and share that message here. You could be being called to maybe add meditating or something to your morning routine, so that way, to invest more in your mental health, your healing, and your faith, those sorts of things. And faith does not have to be spiritual or religious or anything like that. It could just literally be about having more faith in yourself. Let's get one more of these. We have a "You're Wanted" with another heart. Was it this reading that there were hearts? Yeah. Okay, so hearts in general could be significant for someone, but this feels like it's intended to be a sweeter message for someone, however that may resonate for you. Your ancestors definitely want to come through to let you know that you're wanted. If your family who is particularly misunderstanding you and mistreating you, your ancestors might want to connect with you more to help you feel less alone. I just saw 1111. Any wishes, dreams, or desires that you want are absolutely possible. Nothing is impossible. You just really need to change your perspective on what is possible. Okay, so if you don't believe in your dreams, why would you invest in them? That's why it's important to believe in them, even if they don't work out. Because wouldn't you rather try and know that it didn't work out than not try and not know whether it would? Yeah. There's definitely something here about risks that are worth taking. And also, I just saw this card, the Chariot, which was on the stack of cards over here. And what stuck out to me was 777. You can pause this to read it if you want. But with 777, trust that the work that you're doing on yourself will pay off. You just need to be very, very patient when it comes to seeing those results. I just saw 1212, so definitely boundaries, setting boundaries with yourself, other people, whatever it may be, is very important, and being honest about how you feel is important. Being honest with yourself about how you feel and with those around you. Maybe there could be some attachments here that need to be released. And these attachments, I think I already said this, these attachments will teach you a lot about yourself. To wrap up this reading, I'm going to get a couple of these runes from this baggie. So we have the letter E with Awaz, I think that's how you pronounce it. We have U, Yggdrasil, endurance, ability to achieve goals with resilience. So U right here, it's obviously not Y-O-U, U, but that's what that makes me think of. I honestly don't know what U or Yggdrasil is, but I'm going to take the U as in there needs to be a focus on you. What do you want in life? What kind of job do you want? What kind of home life do you want? There's definitely something here about planting yourself in a stable and secure way, so that way you can be ready to expand more and to do more and have more in your life. Resilience, I'm thinking of the Nine of Pentacles. That could be significant for anybody. I also just saw 333 and we have it peeking out over here. I really, really feel like your healing has a lot to do with recognizing your strength. I know that going through mental and physical trauma is terrifying, but remember who you are in the sense that you will always have the power to heal and to move on and to move forward and to continue to enjoy life. There's something here about enjoying or appreciating the light in life more through appreciating the dark more. Definitely a balanced perspective needs to be achieved here. Yin and yang could be significant for somebody, and also like feminine and masculine energies. If I didn't already say it, we can all have feminine and masculine energies. And for the last, we have the letter F with Fehu, cattle, prosperity, gain of some sort, fulfillment. Okay. So F with EF, I kind of got that message of FU. So yeah, I just saw 444 again. I really, really feel like someone or the universe wants to repair their relationship with someone here. You really didn't get a fair chance to have a healthy perspective on yourself and on life, and now you really have an opportunity to give yourself these things, to give your younger childhood self what they always deserved. For sure. That I think there's another book by Rebecca Campbell. She says something about how she said, you know, basically a lot of spiritual people, it starts with FU to well, whatever higher power there is out there. So that could definitely be significant for someone, for sure. And with prosperity, gain of some sort, fulfillment, not only will your healing help you feel more fulfilled by everyday life, you're going to have so much more than you ever thought of or dreamed of or whatever. I just saw 555, 15, 55, if that's a specific message for someone. But this gain of some sort is definitely a confirmation that the work that you're doing will pay off. You really, really got to trust that. You got to, you know, like what I was saying about your dreams. Why would you invest in it if you don't believe in it? Why would you invest in your faith or your spirituality if you don't believe in it? Definitely need to get more in touch with what you truly, truly do want, and to try your best to tame your ego from sabotaging those things from you. But that will conclude your reading. I hope that it was relevant or helpful in some way. If you'd like to hit the like button to show me that, that's the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can donate through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any. I just saw 654. I'd really, really love to connect with you more. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.